I don't even know what he says. We are live. Thank you guys for tuning in to 5 Star. We are happy to be here. You are tuning in to your regularly scheduled program where me and Tez bring you the hottest in dating dynamics of the modern day. And yes, we are coming off our Basel weekend. Yes, we are coming off the Jake Paul fight. Yes, we are currently in the midst of a lot of trending topics. So what's going to happen today is you are actually going to get 2 back-to-back video live streams with me and your boy Dantes Unplugged. We're going to be talking about some crazy stuff, reacting to a guy named Casey Zander, showing you how women can lie to you in your face with a smile on in the midst of a relationship. And then right after that, yes, we saw the Jake Paul fight. Yes, we saw the Andrew Tate fight. And yes, we are going to be talking about that in the next stream. So make sure that if you're tuning in now, you get to that as we are live at 5 Star.
Yes, sir. We're out here bringing you another live episode. It's been about a week or two, but we're bringing it back, coming back like we never left. And we're going to drop some gems, some heat today, and give you some real sauce. So stay tuned the whole episode. That way you see what's going on, and we're bringing it to you from the 5 Star live stream studio. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's go. So, as you see, per the new studio upgrades, we got producer Billy in the background about to bring you that video that we're about to react to, man.
Let's get it. We're about to react to some fire. Let's go.
Let's get it. We're live.
Hi, everyone. So in today's video, this is going to be 10 lies that women will tell you. This is 10 lies that modern women will tell you regarding dating, the guys they actually want to sleep with, how they think, how they operate. And what I'm even going to do in today's video is I'm going to show you how and why, okay, and specifically how women have convinced
fair use
over the course of your life to believe these things. This is going to be a very impactful video, so let me preface the whole video with these 2 things, okay? Because there's 2 false beliefs that you've been told essentially your whole life. This could be just what you've heard in magazines and on TV. This could be what your mom told you. This could be just, you know, little sayings or quotes or affirmations you've heard. The first thing that you've probably heard your whole life is a woman's intuition is always correct. You're going to hear this. You're going to hear this just throughout, you know, growing up or whatever. Always trust a woman's intuition, okay? You might even see women post quotes like that or affirmations like that on their social media or whatever. Always trust a woman's intuition. A woman's intuition is never wrong. And the reason why this is promoted is because it does one thing. It undermines male intellect. It undermines male intellect. So this is what you have to understand, okay, is this is a form of deception. And here's why. A woman's intuition, just like in the Bible, okay, the Bible lays this out very clearly in the book of Genesis. A woman's intuition typically follows the serpent. That's what a woman's intuition naturally is drawn to. Essentially being manipulated and falling to temptation, okay? So what you need to do is you need to scrap that belief and you need to start using better language. The first way you do this is by importing a new sentence into your mouth, and that would be always trust a man's intuition. A man's intuition is correct for you. Whatever you want to say, that's the first thing you need to do. Always trust a man's intuition, okay? That's the first false belief that most men have been sold, okay? Now, the second false belief that you've probably been told is this. Women...
All right, so that is a good way to start, like, breaking this down. I have a whole story to go into about this, bro. But before I go off on that, what you got to say, because I'll have you guys know, the first person to put me on to this YouTuber right here, Casey Zander, was my boy Dantes. Before we built 5 Star, he actually put me on to this guy. So this is a dope digital way to be networking, man. Give me the breakdown. What's Casey dropping in this sauce?
Yeah, he's absolutely right about that. It just gives women a reason to undermine male authority or just a male opinion by saying intuition, and then you fall under her frame. So he's spot on with that. Like that's it.
100%. Yo, I got stories for days about this BS quote. women's intuition, bruh. Let's break this down all the way, right? So you got to understand, when it comes to dating, a woman in absolutely no way, shape, or form is capable of picking her mate. If you give sexual authority and sexual dominance or sexual choice or sexual proclivities to a woman, if you let her choose her own tendencies, she's always going to pick someone that is very exciting and more leaning. If you look into home math, it's always going to be that the woman picks somebody that's a lot more on the bad boy side. So the guy that has sex with all the other girls, the guy that seems exciting, the guy that has bad boy tendencies, instead of the one that should be picked for them, which usually is going to be closer to a good boy or you don't want to be a good boy. I'm sorry, guys, but like closer to the Prince Charming, right? So we got to understand, a man is a decisive creature, logical. A woman is not a decisive creature at all. So you have to understand, if you're sitting there with the girl who can't even pick what she wants for lunch and you think she could pick out her own sexual proclivities, she can't do it. Women, if we're going to talk about Genesis, women are cursed. The women are cursed to have the contrary opinion to a man, and it is a lot of prayer and a lot of sanctification and a lot of setting your woman aside before God to say, please come into union with me, make this woman special that I may go forward type of mentality, right? When you're speaking to the Lord. Now, I have a lot of examples in real life, right? Like, if women's intuition was so good, why are there so many single moms out here that don't know how to pick a fucking man that's going to stay with them? You know what I mean? You cannot trust a woman's intuition whatsoever. I have a really good story about this shit, right? This is brotherhood. So me and Demoy and Manny and Lewis and Cedric are all out at Peanut Island, right? We're chilling. We're out there. We're on the boat. We're doing our thing. Shout out to the boys. You already know what time it is. And we are vibing, and then Cedric, he brings one of his girls over to the boat, right? Like, so like he brings out a girl that he wanted us to like see and stuff. Like, he's introducing us, and it was a fun time, right? Now at this time in the brotherhood, everybody knows me as matchmaker. Jay Bills and Big Mo already know what kind of guy I am. Jay Bills literally had already tweeted at me like, bro, said in a live stream, I've never seen a dude with 3 chicks on his arm. Like, I'm already known as like a guy who gets girls, right? So that's how all the brotherhood knows me. I'm already putting together events where we're going out and we're cold approaching girls at the Hard Rock, and we're going and we're cold approaching girls all over Miami, and we're teaching men how to talk to women and stuff, right? So now, because Cedric is bringing a girl to the boat with the bros, and she's the only chick there, I don't want this girl to think anything of me, right? I don't want her to think like anything at all. Like, I don't want to be attractive or anything, and I'm being goofy, like, because I'm with the guys and shit, right? So I start like underplaying my ability to understand women, right? I start like underplaying, like, man, yeah, what do you think I should do if I wanted to get a girl? I'm just so shy, right? Like, or I'd start saying shit like that, right? I was just like underplaying who I am. And like, as I'm doing that, all the dudes are cracking up, just laughing. And Cedric was like, fuck, man, Chris is really like moonwalking on this topic right now, right? And then like in the middle of doing that, literally I say to Tez, I say to Ced, I'm like, yo, always trust a woman's intuition, right? And he's like, he literally in front of the girl, he says, no, fuck no. She don't get it. She don't know, because this bitch, she was playing into it. And then she didn't like not play into it. She really believed the stuff that I was saying, and I'm just joking around. So she couldn't get that I was joking. She couldn't get that the guys were playing along. She had no fucking intuition, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not there. It's not real. And we were testing it in real time, and we were playing with that topic in real time. So in all honesty, I need anyone who's taking relationships seriously. If you want to align yourself in a real, true relationship, there is an order and there is a process. And if you are going to be a man who wants a woman to trust your intuition, you need to be a man that has proved to the world you're able to command that kind of resource and that kind of integrity. You need to be the kind of man that can You got to be financially stable. You got to be fit. You got to be on top of your shit. You got to be able to at least clap hands with somebody. You got to be a 5-star guy. You need to be on point. And if you're on point, there's a whole bunch of girls that are most likely going to be willing to line up to what you have to offer if you do it correctly.
And that is a fact. And yeah, trusting a girl's manipulation, not just trusting a girl's intuition, not just another form of manipulation in a sense. So like you said, undermining, in other words, being manipulated and putting her in a leadership position. So under any circumstance, putting your girl in a leadership position, it's not going to get you anywhere. Like Myron says it, she's going to lead you all right to the end of the relationship. So anytime you're looking for your girl for guidance, you're trusting her intuition over yours, at that point, she's leading the relationship, and it's not going to work out because you're looking up to her and she's not looking up to you. So if you have this feeling or this intuition and you're like, maybe mine is not right, let me go to my girl, you already lost, because she needs to be looking to you for guidance. And not only are you going off your intuition, but you've built up so much experience over time to where you have so much trust in the direction that you're headed because you have the experience. So trusting your girl's intuition, it's not like you. The only time you should listen to her intuition is when she wants to cook something in the kitchen. What's your intuition, babe, on what you want to cook tonight? That's when you should be trusting her intuition. But outside of that, there's really nothing that you should be looking for guidance from in your woman or direction. Because I know it's terrible. It sounds terrible to say. It sounds misogynistic. It sounds like fucking like we hate women or I hate women. But the reality is, if you want your relationship to work out, even if she knows more than you, even if fucking whatever the case may be, you need to be in a leadership position in every single aspect in the relationship so it can work.
Bruh, 100%. You have to understand, it is you 100%. It is your girl 0%. You are 100% accountable, 100% responsible, 100% in charge. There is not two presidents. There is one president. That is the decision maker. You do not rely on your woman's intuitions or your feelings. In fact, let's kind of understand why this was laid out in Genesis. The serpent knew that he needed to attack the logic, which women don't necessarily have. They have feelings over logic, right? They'll be an emotional creature. So the serpent goes to seduce and to trick and to be cunning towards the integrity of a woman's intellect. And a woman isn't here to do those things with, which is why this serpent was so evil. So the serpent starts talking to the woman, and the woman starts speaking with the snake. Right here, I'm just going to pause the story. If Adam, a man, was dealing with a serpent talking to him, Adam, as a man, would probably not think 2 seconds about the damn serpent talking to him. He probably would have just pulled out his machete and be like, serpent, shut up. Cut that head off. Keep moving, right? That is how men work in the world. Men are not trying to be hassled, bamboozled, confused, talked to, disregarded off the mission. Cut the freaking serpent's head off and keep moving. But the girl, she was manipulated into the greatest sin of all Earth's existence. And it was Adam's responsibility. Adam was responsible for her. Adam was accountable for her. Adam's first sin is actually biblically, truthfully listening to his woman. That is the first sin in all of existence, because he violated the chain of command and let her take the reins. And it was his job to be on top of that. And he messed up because he didn't lead her right, which and ended up condemning the whole entire world. You know, so there's a lot of ways to interpret that story, and there's a lot of things that go on there. But to make it relatable to you, my guy, I know deep down, if you are in a mismatched relationship, or if you're in a bad relationship, or if you're talking to a girl, or if you're getting started with a girl, and you start letting her take the lead on anything, I know your intuition on the inside, your logic on the inside, I know you're slowly dying. I know that you effed up. I know that you know you're doing a wrong thing. I know that you know that you're like, maybe if I do it this way, I'll get her to like me. And if I get her to like me, I'll be politically correct. And if I'm politically correct, people will like me, which moves me one chess piece closer to getting the objective and the goal, which is pussy. You feel me? Because you're trying to have sex with her and you think being likable equals sex. And this is not the case. What it comes down to is that you need to be who you are, stand firm in who you are, and understand the girl is with you to the end for who you are, or she's back out on the streets. Get her the fuck out of your life. It's your way or the highway. You are Fidel Castro in this motherfucker. You dictate, you command, you lead. It's your authority.
Definitely. And another reason why you don't want your girl to lead or to follow her intuition is because if her intuition is wrong, regardless, you take on all the responsibility. She's going to look at you, point the blame at you. She's not going to take any accountability for it if she's wrong about whatever decision's being made when you're looking for your girl for leadership. So if shit's going to go wrong, you might as well have it go wrong going your way rather than her way, because either way you look at it, you're going to be responsible for it. You're going to be at fault for it. So you might as well just lead it and do it your way, because it's like being a guilty by association. You don't want to go out there and do a crime with someone and the next thing you know they just smoked someone or they did the crime, and then you happen to be in the area and then now you're in trouble. You don't want to be that guy. If anything, you want to be the guy that's just doing the crime. And I know it's a crazy analogy, but you want to be the person that's actually doing it, because if it goes right or wrong, it's gonna fall on you either way you look at it when you're dealing pertaining to women, with dealing with women. So if you're that guy looking for guidance to your woman, when shit hits the fan, she's not gonna say, you know what, babe, it's my fault. It's all on me. I take accountability. I'm responsible for it. She's gonna look at you like, you're a loser. You should have just been the one leading in the first place. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you? So either way you look at it, you're gonna be responsible for it when shit hits the fan. So you might as well just take the initiative in every situation. So you are the leader in that position.
And remember, me and Tez, we've actually been in this situation. Remember, at the end of the day, for all the manipulating that she's going to do to you, for all the testing, and I think personally, if a woman tests you, she's a bad person. For all the testing that they do, for all the manipulating that they do, to put themselves in a position of power that they don't even want, that they just want to see that they can do if they can have it, they still, if they F up or if they win or if they're right, but if they F up, they get the right to reserve the fact that they are a woman. They get to say, so what? I'm a girl. We've literally experienced that, right? I remember we were literally chilling and we were on this mission and some shit, and somebody said, go do something. And we're like, nah, fuck that. You do it. And then they were like, nah, we're girls. Like, right? We experiencing that shit in real time. And this is a real thing that is out here in the red pill community. If you guys don't know about that, it's out here in real life. If a girl F's up on any decisions being made, she still has the right to be like, oh, I'm a girl. It was too hard for me. Let me go find a stronger man. Let me go find an authority figure. Let me go find someone that's going to help me. I'm a damsel in distress. She still gets to play that card. But you never get to play that card because it's women and children off the boat first. Her life is to be preserved. Women are treated as flowers. They are treated as gems. They are treated as jewels. But you are treated as an expendable warrior. You, for all that you've accomplished, are a man that needs to protect, to serve, and to lead. And if in the line of duty something goes wrong and you get blasted down for it, it's still to protect the women and the children. So do not play with the chain of command. It exists for a specific reason. It has to be that way. And if you're dealing with a situation where like your family or like the girl you're talking to, or there's a bunch of blue-pilled people around you saying all this stupid shit about happy wife, happy life, woman's intuition, you need to just be hated, bro. You need to just say who you are, what it is, what you're about. Let them fucking hate you. Let it burn in their soul that they don't like that you're standing up for yourself. But be true and be authentic all the way. Be known for exactly who you are. Level the F up. Be serious about this stuff, because leadership is the number one thing that you need to bring into a relationship of any sort, whether it be professional or relation or pleasure or relation, your counterpart, whatever you're going into, you need to have leadership qualities in order to make it further in command and to be a candidate for any of these things in the first place.
Definitely. And remember, women fuck guys that they respect, not guys who they like. So if you're a guy out there and you have your girl, the more you bend to her frame and you let her lead, you're going to start getting negotiated sex. Like that's when, I'm not having sex with you unless you take out the trash or you have to wash the dishes, or like, then it starts to be a negotiation, and now it's not like genuine burning desire. So when the guy that she completely respects, that's doing everything his way, and he's leading the relationship, he's getting that genuine burning desire, rather than the guy that's doing everything that she wants him to do, who's letting her lead. He's going to start to over time get negotiated sex. And that doesn't, as a man, that doesn't feel the same. You want a girl to genuinely like have that burning desire for you, to want to be with you, want to have sex with you. And when you're getting the negotiated sex, it's just not the same. Now, if you're a guy who's like, I don't care whether or not I get the genuine burning desire from her, or if I get negotiated sex, I don't care. That's up to you then. You're not going to get the full respect from a woman that most men want. So it's like paying for sex. Those guys are getting the negotiated. It's a negotiation. It's not like you have that feeling. If you pay for sex, you have that feeling like, yeah, it's cool, but it's just not, that real intimacy is not there. That real earning for connection, it's not there. So the guys who lead, who she fully respects, she genuinely wants to be with that guy because he is better than her. Versus the guy who's getting the negotiated sex, who's bending to her frame, doing whatever she wants him to do. It's not that same connection, that same intimacy. It's just not, it's two completely different. So only you know how that feels inside, but you want to be the guy who's getting that genuine burning desire from the girl who she truly 100% wants to be with, not the guy who she's just sleeping with just because he's there and he's kind of doing the right stuff, who she doesn't really want. Because who wants to, that's almost like close to grape. If you're having sex with the girl and she kind of doesn't, like, she's only having sex with you because you're getting, because it's a negotiation. It's like, if I felt any level of like fucking resistance, it's just, we're not having sex. But it's like the guys who are getting that negotiated sex, it's like a ill, like, imagine having sex with someone who doesn't really want to be, like, who you know deep down, you might be lying to yourself saying that she wants to, but who, imagine having sex with someone who just deep down generally doesn't all the way want to have sex. That's like, it's close to, it's like, that's what I mean when I say it's close to grape. Like, so be the guy who gets all the respect, not the guy who's being liked.
100%. And right before we played the second part of this, or number 2, right? And when I just look at this, women's intuition versus male intellect, I really want you guys to know, in response to what Casey Zander is saying, in regard to the modern day woman and the way that modern women operate, you just got to say it. You got to call a spade a spade. Women are dumb as fuck. Like, when it comes down to it, me and Tez have been out here talking to large sample sizes of women. And when you're going to rely on her intuition, you have to understand that a lot of things are at stake here. Life and death. You got to operate like it's a motherfucking war 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And when you have that mentality and you concentrate on a girl's decisiveness or her leadership, it's already condemned, because a woman is a slave. She is always going to be true to her feelings. And here on 5 Star, I want you to know from the bottom of my soul, from existence, from, if there's one thing that you take away in all of history, I don't care if it's your mom or your cousin or your auntie or your sister or the girl, a woman's feelings do not, will not, and never matter at all. Ever. Her feelings don't matter for shit. And because her feelings don't matter, decisions can't be made from her feelings. So with that alone, you have to understand that a lot of the times women are going to want to talk, or they're going to want you to hear them out, or like they'll create an entire life. Like, remember when we were talking about the woman cops? A woman will just be like, anything you could do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you, and create a whole reason and a whole resistance and a whole rebellion as to the traditional life as to why she needs to be a cop outside on the streets and create an entire career for herself in her mind, in her head, to justify the fact that she's out here doing a man's job, even though she's a woman. She's not out here fighting to be a coal miner. She's not out here fighting to go be a trucker. She's not out there ice fishing for crabs. She just wants some sort of male respect, because deep down, if you're a girl and you're seeking respect, you have no respect.
It's fucking wild. And another thing is, when you're letting women lead, just think about this. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. Do you believe that letting a woman lead is going to make you more attractive to her? Do you believe that looking for guidance from her is going to make you more attractive to her? Do you believe putting her in a leadership position is going to make you more attractive to her? The answer is no. She's going to respect you less. The moment you start putting her intuition over your intellect or over your experience, she actually respects you less for that. So if you're a guy out there thinking that I'm more attractive because I'm looking for guidance from my girl, I'm putting her opinion above mine, I'm looking at her for leadership, you have it all confused. That's what you like, but she likes the complete opposite. She wants to be able to look at you for guidance and leadership. So guys out there are thinking like, if I look up to my girl, or if I ask her like she's some authority in this relationship, then I'm more attractive to her. No, that's what you want. You want her to look up to you for some kind of authority or some kind of leadership, because that's going to make you feel good. But it's the complete opposite for a woman. The more you start to value her opinion or do what she wants you to do, look up to her, you're making yourself less attractive to her. So don't be that guy. Like the guys that are out there that are imping for her, that are doing everything that she tells them to do, she's not having sex with those guys. She's having sex with the ones who don't value her opinion. Like, I was watching a video of like some OnlyFans star or whatever, and she's like just talking about how nasty and creepy like her imps are, and how like she's like almost like they're subhumans. Like she would never even like ew, gross. But yet these are
never like a girl's photo on Instagram.
Yeah, and logically, like these are the dudes who are like paying her and giving her all this attention, and she's treating them like they're not worth anything. But the guy, or it was a girl who like did escorts. It wasn't an OnlyFans girl, or maybe she did OnlyFans on the side, but like she did escorts, and like she was getting pimped out, PIMP'd out by a dude. But she's open about it. It was on like Soft White Underbelly. But she's like the tricks. I would never, not a trick. I wouldn't give him a serious relationship. But the pimp, she respected. And in other words, what she was saying was that the fact that the pimp looks down on her and is better than her, she respects him way more than a trick that doesn't value himself, so that pays her. So it's an interesting dynamic when you like go way back into, and that was like some of the first like interactions or value exchanges between men and women are pimps and tricks. So the escorts, the hoes, the 304s, they have zero respect for the tricks. But the pimp that they're getting pimped out by, who doesn't think anything of them, they love and respect them. So it just goes back to that.
It shows, and unfortunately, guys, I do want you to have a relationship with true love in it, with real things in it. But like, you got to understand the transactional nature of today's modern day marketplace, and you got to understand the cold realities of female nature, and you need to understand the reality that you're living in. You need to understand you should never listen to a woman's intuition. She's a slave to her emotions, and you need to understand that remember the Zeitgeist video, you are a slave to reality. Whether you like it or not, you stuck in this just like the rest of us. And reality will reinforce who you are every damn day. If you're a winner, you'll be treated like a winner. If you're a loser, you'll be treated like a loser. If you can get girls, fantastic. If you can't, level the F up, become a 5-star man. That being said, let's get to video clip point numero dos.
Can't hear it. You could hear it before, right?
Yeah. While we were experiencing these technical glitches, don't worry. We have played this game long enough to know what we got to do in the meantime. That being said, when did you first stumble upon my dog Casey over here?
couldn't even tell you. I'd just be making probably like, I don't know, a year, 2 years, probably somewhere around that time. But yeah, I saw his videos and I'm like, he's breaking this shit down to a whole nother level, and I'm like, I had to tap in with him because it's just like, damn, like you have to know the psychology behind this shit. That way you know exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, and you can understand the reason for these actions that are happening and the reasons why things are happening in your life or in these relationships. So Casey, he breaks down that completely, like the psychology of behind it. And it's like, don't be looking up to your girl or valuing her opinion, and she respects, like there's a reason why nice guys finish last. That's a saying that stood the test of time. It hasn't gone anywhere. So the moment you start being that guy, the moment you just stop getting respected, like it's terrible. Like I've seen nice guys, whether I'm talking to them on the phone, customer service jobs or sales jobs, I've seen so many nice guys on the phone get disrespected by their girl, and it's like, it gives me the ick just hearing nice guys talk. Like I'm just like, ew, like your girl, it's terrible. Don't be that fucking guy. Just always be the authority in the relationship. You should be looking down on your girl. Your girl's below you. You're the CEO. Your girl's the fucking janitor, or your girl's your assistant. She's not, like, your CEO's not coming to you for advice. It's not happening. Like it's not, maybe a suggestion to maybe tweak some things here, but outside of that is no, the CEO's running the show. So that's not the dynamic, the hierarchy, like Chris saying, is it's off the moment you start looking at your girl for leadership inputs and whatnot. So don't be that guy.
And you're doing a really bad thing to her to put her in a leadership position. It's your fault. You're doing a bad thing by doing that. That being said, I want you guys to know that I think that me and Tez are giving you some super hot sauce right now. I just got word from the producer over there, producer Billy, that we're going to have to restart this stream. So when you look at the top of the title, you'll see that this is a part 1, and then we're giving you a part 2. But part 1 of this has been a lot of sauce. Me and Tez just went off for probably like 40 minutes on like the number 1 of your video, Casey. So shout out to you, my guy. Oh. And, you know, you guys will never notice this in the clips. And we're going to put out some cool videos for you guys. But look for part 1 and part 2 on the live stream, as we're about to restart and get on to the next